great, man. It's an honor, it's a blessing to be able to have the opportunity to be in a position to give back. Like I said, a lot of people can do it. I'm the type of person that like to do it, like to be here and be involved with the kids, interact with them, have fun. I'm ready to give them the backpack so I can run around and play some football and jump and everything. And it's very important, especially what's going on like the past week or so in our country and the tough times we're dealing with. And I want the kids to understand no matter what goes on, you can't use that to try to target anybody else. You know, we're all one whole family, even though we're different races, we're still one big family. You know, we have to work to try to get things best in the situation we can to keep it positive. And I want them to understand no matter where they're coming from, if it's having money or not having money, you can always try to be something. You want to be a teacher, a doctor, firefighter, whatever, basketball player, whatever, you got to strive and dedicate education to it and work hard every day and understand what it means to you.
Are you like some of the other athletes that may have spoken out, kind of disillusioned with the leadership?
No, I don't speak out unless I'm talking to the media. I just sit back and be very observant. But if people ask me a question and I feel like it's something I need to speak on, I speak on it. And I feel like what we're going through is kind of tough. You know, what everybody's saying is totally right. We thought we got past those type of things, and every year is always something reverting right back to it. So I think that's something we're going to have to deal with for the rest of our lives. But I think as long as we educate our kids, educate our people that we are role models to what's going on and not revert back to that, I think we'd be totally fine.
You're doing this tomorrow in Raleigh. What does it mean to go back home and continue?
Well, it's great. You know, I mean, a lot of kids from where I'm from don't think we can make it from there. And just for me to even be in the NBA showed them that you can strive to be anything you want in life. Another thing is my sister is a social worker, so she graduated and got her master's, so she did something that people thought she couldn't do. I just want these kids to understand no matter where you start at, what you go through, you always can accomplish anything in life. And it might not be a professional basketball player, it might be a doctor, it might be a nurse, it might be whatever you want it to be. But if that's what you want to be, lock in and set your goal for it and work hard every day for it.
The schedule is a little bit more spaced out. There's more time in between games now. Do you feel like the league's concerned effort to kind of space things out and prevent players from wrestling will help you guys in the long run?
I think that's a reason, but also I think just having a lot of back-to-backs and some of the travels that we have going on and dealing with a lot of injuries that a lot of players get from doing so much traveling, doing those things, I think it's great for us. And see how it goes. Hopefully you don't get too many guys wrestling this year.
All right, you guys, last time we talked to you, talk about, you guys to make the playoffs. Right. How do you feel this week after this win, considering you guys got the tiebreaker after?
Yeah, I mean, it was a big game in a lot of ways for us. We haven't been playing well. We came here last week and, lost a tough game. And, with BG coming back, I just thought today was an example of what we can be. And that's good for us to be able to see that and build confidence off that. And going into, the stretch run where, you want to play your best and you want to be, injury-free. So hopefully this is, going in the right direction for us.
All right, normally Washington free-flowing offense.
Yeah.
Even without a win, you guys did a great job. Tonight, was it a point of emphasis to kind of be a little bit?
Yeah, I mean, last time we came up here, I think they put up 100 on us and 52 at the half. So, that was our main focus is, to make it a little bit more difficult for them. Even without E, they still have, that ball movement that Tebow loves to play. And I think today we did a pretty good job of that.
All right, last year when you guys, just from a social activism standpoint, had issues with the league this year, more than behind you guys. What do you think about the difference?
I mean, it's huge. I think the league should have our back in, issues that really affect a lot of people in this league. And, I think, Lisa knows that. And, with her statement that came out the other day. And I think just with little shows of symbolism lets people know where this league stands. And, we're trying to be on the right side of things. And a lot of people want to throw spin in your face, but, there's a right and there's a wrong. And as a human being, I think our league stands for that.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another week. Welcome to another episode of The Focus. As you guys can see, we got an extremely packed house tonight. So, we're going to try to get through this and have a great time. We want to welcome Ms. Taleah Washington and Mr. Jermaine Harris, as well as their respective coaches, Chris Cole. Hey, Chris, it's been a while. You can come up to the mic, man. You ain't been up here in a while. Like I think, since the other studio, it's been a while.
What's going on?
It's good to have you. Saw you, a couple weekends ago
Yes,
at Queen's
sir.
Camp.
Yep, cool.
Already on the show, man. So happy to have you here. Coach Washington, appreciate you coming through, too.
Thanks for having me.
We're excited, man. On tonight's show, as we said, we're going to talk with these four wonderful guests. We also got Rapid Fire, and due to that Kyrie trade, Rapid Fire is going to start off with a bang. We're looking forward to sharing our thoughts on that. Got a little bit of local coverage.
I don't want to talk about it.
Why?
Cause man, it's too much.
Look, okay,
much.
look, it's not nice, but I'm gonna say your Knicks wasn't gonna be anything anyway, so it doesn't matter.
No.
Is that what it was?
First and foremost, that's not what it was. Because
Okay.
I let that dream go a long time ago. So
Hey, look,
we're gonna get
I used to be a
that.
Knicks fan too. Just give it up. It's okay.
Come on, man. I'm
It's
trying.
good for you.
I'm trying.
Like basketball, it's so much cleaner and fun to watch, knowing that depressing.
How are we already starting in on me?
Because you started with the whole I don't want to talk about this.
But
thing.
has nothing to do with the
And
Knicks.
secondly, we've been nice to each other for the last month. So
Why
this
can't
was
we
bound
keep
to
the
happen.
streak going?
Why?
Here we go.
Why? All right, so Cardell, we're gonna start off talking to both coaches. You got your first question. I'll follow up after you.
Coaches, actually, I'm gonna start with Jermaine. Then we're gonna switch. We're gonna come with y'all.
I can rotate mics if it makes
You know, I read a little bit about you. You came from Georgia originally. You moved up here.
So y'all close that part?
Did you envision yourself being one of the top prospects in the country when you first came up?
No, sir. Not at first. Not at all. I mean, I just stayed in the gym. That's about it.
I see you laughing, Coach. What was you
Nah, because he knows, right?
No, because I'm not hating. It's a known fact, man. It's a running joke on our team because when Jermaine first got to us, he was awful, man. He knows it. And,
Right.
I got to try to stop saying it, but he was terrible, man. He couldn't dunk. He couldn't run. He wouldn't run the floor. He wouldn't block a shot. He was bad. But, I mean, that's a testament to him now, man, because he turned the corner, probably the best big in the area, highest recruited kid right now in the area. So, yeah, but he was terrible.
When did you come up? Like, how old were you?
Like about 15.
15.
I started playing in 9th grade.
Okay.
I never really played organized basketball for
So
real.
you put the work in. See,
Yeah, I had to put the work in. So.
He wouldn't let up on you. Yeah, see, that's what you did.
Yeah,
Obviously, I know you said, he was terrible, but what really jumped out at you when you first saw him to make you want to even take a chance on him?
Really, it ain't had nothing to do with basketball. Like I said, he was terrible. So, I mean, but he was such.
You're not gonna move past that. We're not gonna move past that.
He was such a good kid, man. He was good. He was mannerable. So we kept him around. And then, actually, some of my parents were like, "Man, this is a big kid. Just see what he can do out there." So I kept throwing him out there. He kept falling on his face, and then it was like. One day I watched him play 21, and I was like, why can't he put all that together if he's moving like that? So he started playing towards the end of the year, and he just rebounded. He kept adding something every time people saw him. He kept adding. First, all he could do was nothing. Then he finally started rebounding.
Oh my God.
Then after rebounding, he started adding the skill set and all that. So it's a testament,
Straight
man.
like that.
Taleah, you already had a rep at Forestville. It was a lethal school in the area before coming to Rock Creek. How was the adjustment once you came there on and off the court?
Yeah, like you said, we had a good reputation at Forestville because we went back-to-back, winning the state championship and everything. But coming to Rock Creek, it was different because we was in a new environment. Like, it was bigger than just basketball at the school that we're at now. It's really like a family. At Forestville, it was a family, but you really see, like, at Rock Creek now, well, it was formerly Clinton Christian, that the teachers make sure you on your stuff. They help you every day in classes. Like, if you don't know what you're doing, they're on you, pushing you to be better and stuff. So it really just helped us and our group of kids that we had last year coming from Forestville. It really matured us. So we know what we need to be looking for college and everything like that.
All right, for both players, first question. We know all the time our rankings don't really matter. But at the same time, it's kind of one of those things where you ask players, do they care? But we know they really do. So how often do you guys find yourself guilty of kind of checking your rankings at times at all?
I mean, me personally, I don't care about rankings for real, cause like some of the top players, I can throw out some names, but I don't want to do that, But I've played better than them, but they rank me lower than them. But I don't look at it that way. I just play.
Like Jermaine said, like I really don't focus on rankings either. I know that it means a lot, especially like when you're going to college, because it helps like the coaches and stuff. But we're taught like hard work pays off, so your play and performance is going to show for itself. Like it's because a lot of it is politics. Like of course they look for the bigger people, faster people. Like that was a problem that I had. I really wasn't as big or as fast as some of the other guards, but my skill work like proved to them like I can handle my own and do what I need to do to help my team.
Coach, what made her stand up when you knew she finally arrived? When did that, kind of, you was like, oh, she's arrived.
I think I started seeing it really around her freshman year. Her freshman year because just stepping into a whole new environment, coming from Forestville, she had a lot of pressure. She basically grew up in that school. Before she even attended, she knew almost the whole student body. But she had pressure coming in as a freshman. Being my daughter, playing for that's always a pressure for her, and she handles it very well, So I seen it the freshman year. I really seen her mature and start to understand, basically what this whole thing is about.
Right. Taleah, you recently decommitted from Old Dominion. What schools you looking at, and what? I mean, you don't have to obviously make your choice right now, but moving forward, what are you looking for with programs in the future that you're considering?
Well, this summer I really picked up a lot of offers. Like, coaches really have been, like, asking my dad about me and a whole bunch of other players because my team played awesome this year. Like, Michaela Pippin, she's one of our bigs. Anissa Rivera, we call her Peanut. Carrie Gross, Ayana. We all came together and we really played hard this year, and we really showed that we was a good team and that we can stand on our own, being, even though that we're so young, that we still mature enough and we can do what we need to do. But a few schools that called, like my dad, or like I'm interested in, Syracuse. I actually like the new staff at Old Dominion, the assistant coach from South Carolina is there now.
Coach Nikki McCray.
Yeah, we've been keeping in contact. UMass, that's a big one. We talk every day. I love talking to Coach Candace. She's so funny. I have Delaware. We had former coach. She was a former coach from Georgetown. What else?
Coach A.
Yeah, I also have Mount St. Mary's. Towson, Coach Rich. She was at West Virginia.
At GW.
Yeah. And a few others I really can't name, but I really haven't made a big decision yet on like where I really wanted to go. I still think I want to just wait till I can take like some unofficial visits so I can get the feel of the college experience.
For both of y'all, this question for both of y'all. Y'all gonna be the 100 going into the season. Y'all last go around. What are y'all individual and team goals when you kind of look back at the end of the season and be like, this is a perfect season?
Well, for us, I want my team to go to Dix because we've been working so hard, but we always seem to come up short in like the biggest games that count. Like last year, if we would have beat Riverdale the first time we played them, it would have helped us. When we went to Phoenix, we ended up going into a dry spot where we didn't win any game down there. But it brought us closer together as a team, and now that we have so many good new pieces, I really feel that we have the talent and the hard work to, make it there. And I want to score my 2,000 points because right now I'm at 1,000 and something. And I know that'll be big for any coach, that I can help them out and all of that. And I just want our team to go undefeated. I haven't went undefeated yet in my high school career, but that's always the number one goal for, any team, just to show that you are the best and that you're number one and that you have a strong team. And I really think that we can do that.
For me, team goes to win a conference championship. We fell short in that. Private school championship, we fell short in that. We fell short at the end of the year, but personally, my goal for this year is to average about 25 and 10, you know, because nobody's returning. So, you know, I'm trying to,
So
you
he's
know,
like,
I'm trying
"Feed me,
to,
coach,
yeah, I'm
feed
trying
me."
to like, I'm trying to like, it's my senior year, so, you know, I have to dominate, and, you know, he's not trying to bring nobody in right now. So, you know, I'm just dominate, you know, that's my main goal. Like, dominate. I'm not trying to play with nobody around. Yeah, so, yeah.
All right, well, Coach, after hearing this, you started smiling. After all the nothings, your thoughts on here at 25%?
Be real. Trying to be real.
Yeah, so my thoughts. No, I know he was a little hesitant because Jermaine is really team oriented. So he probably didn't even think about what he wanted to do individually because he just really wants to win. But it is exciting to hear because I've been trying to get him, as he's gotten better, I've been trying to get him more aggressive, more assertive, you know, to take his own shot. Sometimes a bad shot for him is a good shot for our team at sometimes, you know, because he's so dominant. So you want somebody that's dominant like that in this area to feel confident, to feel free about it. So I've been trying to get him, push him in that direction. So to hear that is actually good. I know some coaches may think it's bad, but I got Jermaine Harris, so.
All right, for both coaches, Coach Washington, we can start off with you. Two great, mature players here. What's that like from a coach's standpoint? If you could take, you know, the father hat off for a second. Looking at your team, what's it like having your best players be this down to earth, this humble?
I'm on my daughter about it all the time. You see, she wearing a T-shirt, humble. I try to be on her back about being humble all the time because, you know, they can't take for granted. It can all be taken away, you know what I mean, in the snap of a finger. So we got to be thankful and stay humble and be thankful to the man up above that, you know, he give us the opportunity to do what all of us do each and every day, you know. So she's been raised on those principles. I feel this year, though, that both of them, they're ready for the challenge. They both handle themselves off the court well. They work hard. They're students of the game. Cat, I call him Coach Cat. I call him Cat. But he gives Jermaine a hard time, you know. But the guy really was an unselfish kid. Last year he played with a talented team, man, a Division I loaded talented team, and he just shared the ball. You know, they gave he in certain games that I witnessed that he came up in big moments, and this year he's gonna have to do that a lot more. You know, and I'm sure y'all aware of all the different kids that transferred out of Rock Creek this year. So it's going to be a different setting for him. On the girls' side, with Taleah, she has more help this year. I mean, we finished the year last year with 5 girls. And this year we added 5 more. So and really talented kids. Like she, you know, the Michaela Pippin, who we added doing with my AAU organization. She came in this summer. We have a couple of kids that's coming from the Richmond area, and a kid that just came up from St. Petersburg, Florida, who's really raw talent, 6-foot kid and athletic. So we're looking for some big things this year. You know, we both finished top 5 in the Washington Post. We both did good last year, but it's always about the number 1 spot. You know, we try to keep the pressure on them that, you know, your good is not good enough. You know, and their goals is to go to the next level and be successful, and to be on that level, you know, you got to have the mentality. You got to have that beast mentality. So we just try to instill that in them, you know, each day.
All right. Yeah, I just want to add to that. I think, like he said, we're blessed to have a pastor who supports our vision.
Yes.
You know, Pastor Jeffrey Mitchell. I know everybody was aware of the switch from Clinton Christian to Rock Creek. So we're blessed to have somebody, you know, that supports our vision. On top of that, I think it's very commendable because I don't know if people are aware, but these 2 were the only 2 juniors that made first team All-Met. We were the only school, I think, top 5, well, I would call it 6 maybe. Top 5
boys
in
and
the
girls.
area, and we're not one of the quote-unquote WCAC schools. So it really shows kids it doesn't matter where you go, or, you know, as long as you got somebody that believes in the vision, you believe in the vision, and you stay on the right path, you can really do anything because they're living proof. And outside of basketball, they're like, he's a 3.0 student, she's almost a 4.0 student. So you're not talking to just athletes here. You know, you're talking to student athletes, and that's something both of us take very seriously and preach. And then you can see how they represent themselves. I know a pastor is proud of them, but yeah, I just wanted to add that I'm very proud that they're here right now, and I'm very proud of our school. I think it's only going up.
Yeah, definitely on the rise. Rock Creek is definitely on the rise.
Cardell?
One of the last coach I really wanted to ask the coaches, when looking at prospective players, what do you look for? What traits do you look for to be like, I want that kid?
I can go. Well, for me, I'm gonna be honest, man. Right now, I think we've been since I've been coaching, we've been pretty much top 5 in the area. But we're fighting the Mathers, Paul VI every day. So they're gonna look at and take maybe the top 3, top 5 kids, whoever's out there on the floor. What I look for is the kids that are playing hard, and then I know it sounds cliche, but if they can take instruction, I want him, because at the end of the day, Jermaine Harris, who can't walk and chew bubblegum, if he pays attention and stays in the gym, now 2 years later, we're looking at a different type of play. We're looking at first-team All-Met, where he may have not had an opportunity at the other schools. Not knocking their programs, because I think there's a fit wherever, there's a fit wherever you go, just like they're going to choose their best fit for college. I think kids should do that for high school. And for me, what I look for is hopefully long arms, long legs, and they don't even have to be that skilled. I'll figure that part out. And then if they can take instruction.
Coach Washington?
Of course, with any other coach, like every other coach, you would want IQ and you would want, the attributes, the physical stuff. But with me, really, it's more the will, it's the mental thing. I love underdogs, and I love the kids that's just, will run through a wall for you. And I've been fortunate to coach a lot of kids, that really was those type of kids that had that fiber, was built from a tough cloth, and you can work them out all day and they'll do it, just feed them, and they'll work hard. And I've been fortunate to coach those type of kids, and those are the kids that I really go after, the ones that might not be in the rankings or the top rated kid or what have you, but want that spot, and I look for those kids.
Yeah, anything else, Cardell?
Last one. What would it take, you guys, I know you say you don't really have a league, but y'all play the same team. What would it take for both of you to capture the Capital Bell and Private School Championships?
Well,
for the girls, I'm sorry, let me just say the girls, we're not in a conference, but we do play everyone, basically everyone that's in that league, like Riverdale Baptist, Capital Christian, National Christian. We all played them twice this year, and a couple of teams that's outside the region. But back to the question, as far as the Beltway, as far as us, we want to be national champions. Like she said, to all our listeners or viewers that don't know what Dix is the National Sporting Goods National Championship that's done every year in New York City, and it's I think they invite 4 teams out there, the top 4 teams in the country that's able to that's eligible to go out there and play those extra games for the year. So we don't have any limitations. That's one thing I love about being independent at Rock Creek. We kind of can go crazy with the schedule, and like he said, Pastor Mitchell is behind us 110%. So like this year, we'll be traveling all over the place again. We'll go to Canada. We'll be in Phoenix, Arizona, which is the Nike Tournament of Champions. That's really deemed the top high school tournament in the country, one of the top tournaments. So we'll definitely get our taste of national level competition, but we have to make it through, and we have to be victorious if we want to be, classified as number 1 in the country. But we definitely have the schedule that we can live up to that.
Yeah, for us, I think we have a target on our head because we had such a good year last year. I think our team is different, not just because of the losses of the talented kids like Earl, who's at DeMatha, and Sharif, who went to Brewster, but I think it breeds more opportunity for some of the other kids that people haven't seen. Like I said, we put in a ton of work. So some of those kids that have been putting in work for 2-3 years, they feel like they're ready, so they'll have the opportunity. I feel as far as on the court, what would help us is we got to be together. It's got to start on the defensive end, and we got to move the ball. I think this year, and rightly so, when you have a dominant player like Sharif was pretty dominant for us. You put the ball in his hands. But since we don't have a certain dominant guard like that, we're going to have to lean more on ball movement. So I think we'll be fine. I'm ready to take on the challenges of coaches. I know they're anxious to get after it because they feel like people think we're not going to be where we were last year. So I'm excited. And on the girls' end, man, I'm almost like a groupie, man. I'm excited. Seriously, I'm excited to watch them. I saw what they did with a limited roster last year. I'm not badgering anybody. I'm not throwing nothing out there, but we did beat Riverdale with 5 girls. I'm just saying.
I mean, if it's a fact, it's a fact.
Yeah, it's just a fact. You know, it's a fact.
It's a fact.
So I'm anxious. I know I probably put that on your back. I apologize. But they got a full roster, so I'm anxious to see what Coach Washington does with that, man. I'm really excited for our girls program. They only been 1 year, this second year, man. I'm excited.
All right, my last question I have for the players. It's your last go round, as Cardell said earlier. If you haven't already, you looking forward to embracing that leadership role of both of your teams?
Yes, sir, most definitely. I'm the leader. I'm the guy with the ball in my hands at the end. You know, if we lose, then, you know, I'm not going to blame somebody else. I'm going to take that, you know, L and, you know, keep it pushing. You know, everything's on me this year. So, yeah.
Yeah, I definitely consider the leader of the team. You know, they look at me as like, your dad's the coach, so, you know, you have to be perfect. And because I get a lot of, you know, criticism that everything that I got came from him, so I really have to, you know, prove myself to other people. But this year I really want to step outside my comfort zone and create even more for my team. Like, I'm an unselfish player, and a lot of people tell me, like, in certain moments I have to be a little selfish, and I understand that, but if my players look good, then that makes me look good. So I really want to focus on getting my teammates better and getting them ready and more connected, because I know when I leave, they still have years to play with each other. So I want to build a bond. So even when after I leave, they can still, you know, do great things and then come back in good reps for my dad and the organization.
Yeah, anything else, Carlo? I want to thank the 4 of you. Your time on the show is not yet over. We wish you nothing but continued success this year. I know you already let me know how you guys do.
I'm on it.
But if y'all don't mind as well, just tweet us at The Focus, hit Cardell. We'll definitely keep everybody updated. We're going to take a quick break. You guys are watching The Focus, and we'll be right back. Welcome back to The Focus. We had a great time out with our guests. It's not over yet. Rapid fire's on the way, but as always, we got to take care of local coverage. On the WNBA side of things, the Mystics have clinched the playoffs. So despite them going through it a little bit, once again this year, the injury bug has really affected them. Taylor Hill out for the year with the ACL. Aleda Deladon had surgery on her wrist. She should be back this Friday. If nothing changes, is the last report that I had read. Natasha Cloud went down, came back, and sustained another injury. Depth is literally just survival of the fittest right now. The good things, they clinch a spot. Obviously you want to be hot going into the playoffs, so we'll see what it looks like when Deladon gets back. But shout out to Emma Meeseman and the rest of the team for holding things down, because they really needed to clinch that spot, so you don't have to worry about it. And how the playoffs work, in case you guys aren't familiar with the WNBA, and I hope the NBA adopts this rule sooner than later, because I'm sick of watching the Eastern Conference playoffs. The best 8 teams make it. So in the NBA would be the best 16, regardless of conference, all that stuff. Doesn't matter if you stink, if you tank, we don't have to watch you in the spring months, and everyone will be happy. We don't got to watch the bottom feeders of the Eastern Conference in the playoffs. WNBA, we just watch the best. It's 12 teams. We watch 8 of the teams. Everybody else will see you come draft night. As far as DC United goes, it's been a rough year. The rough year continued. They did get a win last week against Colorado, but the way that they got the win, it was an own goal by the other team. That being said, a win is a win. They needed a win pretty bad. So that is, again, it is a positive step in the right direction. But again, it's a horrible year in terms of expectations and everything for the team. Good news, some of the newer players are starting to play. Russell Canoose looked good in his outing last week. Tomorrow, when they take on Atlanta FC, we expect Zoltan Steiber to play for the first time this season. So that will be Zoltan's first game, Areola's third, and Canoose's second game. And Bruno Miranda has already played in a substitute capacity. So we'll see how they finish out the season. It would be nice to talk about the playoffs, but we like to keep things real here. That's not happening, so we're going to keep it moving. It's about next year with a new team, with new players, new facility, new money to try to get more new players. And shout out to them for being active in this transfer window. And also this weekend we went to John Wall's event, so shout out to him and the John Wall Family Foundation. You guys can get over to Finest Mag, get over to MyModelSports.com and check out the content we got from that. In addition, any WNBA coverage this week. The Mystics have a game on Saturday night, as does DC United. DC United also has a game tomorrow night. Hopefully, we will have a situation where both games don't get rained out, because the last time that Carter was at the Verizon Center and I was at RFK, he had a rain delay, and my game was postponed until the next day. So hopefully that does not happen at all. We're going to take a quick break, and when we get back, we're jumping into rapid fire. As always, don't forget, head over to finestmag.com, mymodelsports.com for your local sports coverage in this area. Welcome back. Rapid fire is beginning. So for the guests, how this works, Cardell's going to bring up a series of topics. Everybody has to have an answer. When you guys come back like your second or third time, you can plead the fifth. Outside of that, nah, you don't have that option tonight. So just a reminder, step up to the mic, say your answer with some type of conviction, and we ready to go. Go ahead.
All right. First question, going to start with her. You answer, then go around, then you gonna do all that.
Start with him.
Oh no, no, you female, you the guest. You the female guest. All right, gentlemen in here. All right, obviously the trade, Cash traded Kyrie Irving to Boston by Isaiah Thomas, Jay Crowder, ZZ, whoever that is, and the 2018 first round pick. What are your thoughts on that?
Oh, that's easy. Okay, that's good. I like the trade. I think it's good for the Celtics, especially because they get another, point guard who's bigger, because the Celtics had, a little bit of struggles dealing with Isaiah Thomas' height, and now he coming in with Kyrie Irving. That's a good bonus for them. And for the Cavs, I think that's good because now they got the 2018 draft pick, which is going to be some of the top, a good top player that's coming in. I don't know who's going to go with, whatever number, but I think it's a good trade for both teams.
Really, I say the same. I mean, I just want to see how Kyrie react, because LeBron is not on the team with him. So, it would be
so
exciting.
The same player without LeBron?
I mean, he's definitely going to be probably better. I think,
better.
If they,
What y'all think?
I think it's going to be good for both teams. Boston getting a franchise point guard, guy that's unguardable. Isaiah is unguardable to a point, but at the end of the day, they still got that draft pick, the 2018 pick, and even Crowder, he got a utility guy. So I think they added a lot to their roster, but they're still not better than Golden State. So
Of course, every now and
At
back
the end,
again.
at
at
the
the
end
end,
of the
at the end of the day,
Like
it was
you
like
never did.
I think I look at it with several different perspectives. As a fan, I like it because now you got the beef between Kyrie and LeBron, and at the end of the day, at the Eastern Conference Finals, it's going to be the Celtics and the Cavs, wherever the trade goes. I'm not sold yet on Kyrie as the guy in a winning capacity, not yet. I know when he was younger, he didn't have certain things I thought could make other players better, whether it's his personality or I think he got a little bit of Kobe with him, but he's not 6'7", and so I'm anxious to see us on a coaching perspective of how he uses Kyrie, because right now, Kyrie's ball dominant, and his offense was primarily advocated on ball movement, and then I want to see how Ty Lue uses Isaiah Thomas, because LeBron does need somebody, and they usually space the floor out, which is good. So on the end, I think Cleveland, they both, one, because they wanted somebody like Kyrie, a dominant guy that can put the ball in the hole. And Cleveland, they were going to lose Kyrie. They may lose LeBron. Chances are they will, but at least they get a kid in Michael Porter or Marvin Bagley. I'm betting they get either one of them two, and they're probably one of the best two prospects in the last 5 years. You don't know how it's going to pan out, but just looking at them now. So several different perspectives, man, but I think it's all good for basketball.
Octavia.
Definitely. First, I want to say everybody's answers were great. Like, you kind of covered everything. The only aspect that I would look at it differently is just I just feel bad for Isaiah Thomas, just because, just off of principle. I'm pretty sure he wasn't expecting this. I'm pretty sure he was probably blindsided by it, especially just to go back with the whole situation during the playoffs. Playing after his sister passed away. Going extra hard for the Celtics, trying his best to do everything to drag them into the finals. So I kind of felt a little bit bad for him, but at the end of the day, it is a good trade for both teams. It definitely brings up the whole marketing ploy behind everything. How many times are we going to see commercials about the Celtics and the Cavs playing now against LeBron and all this other stuff? So you can only imagine all of the stuff that's going to happen after that. So I'm looking forward to see it as a fan, of course. I'm interested to see how it works out for both teams. So I'm just patiently waiting for the season to start.
Yeah, I think everybody took a nice tempered read on this, so I'm gonna do the opposite.
Here it comes. This is the best part.
LeBron's gone, lost Kyrie. All you got was IT. That 2018 first round pick, I don't know what it's gonna be, because Boston's good, Cleveland's pretty good. I'm pretty sure you're not gonna tank with LeBron, so that's at least 50-something wins. That should take you out the lottery. You're screwed. Don't really like it. You're not better than Golden State. For Boston, I'm anxious to see what Brad Stevens does with somebody like Kyrie, because he's never had an opportunity. I don't want to knock his past coaches, but they weren't Brad Stevens.
You want to knock his past coaches?
Also,
Go
for
ahead.
Gordon Hayward, this is such a blessing, because even though you got that max money,
about
you
him.
don't have to be that guy right now, because they just got Kyrie. So you can kind of just still be you, like you were in Utah, without some of that added pressure.
Dang, I forgot about him.
I definitely like it for Boston, because you didn't need Crowder after you got Tatum, so you're not missing that. That was another person that was going to lose minutes.
Right.
So, again, I just love it for Boston.
But that
Cleveland, not so much.
That Cleveland pick that Nets pick is top 3 protected, though.
It's top 3 protected?
Yeah, I think it's top 3 protected.
Then maybe I like it, but they not,
They were going to lose them anyway, though.
That's what I'm saying. I just don't like it because if LeBron's gone, that's another kid that's going to end up looking like Kyrie in a couple years, trying to get out. That's just me.
At least they get something.
I mean, for me, I agree with all of y'all, but for me, spotlight on Kyrie. This is what he wanted. No excuses. I know I wouldn't sleep on the Wizards either, against Boston, so to speak, because they still got a lot of improvement guys. I don't think they can match up with Cleveland, because Cleveland got championship experience and they got that monster over there. But against the Celtics right now, Wall usually gets fired up for Kyrie, because it's always been a little rivalry with fans, like who better or not. But And, you know, it's kind of like Wall kind of always been like, man, he got LeBron. You know what I'm saying? If I had LeBron, we'd see what's up too. So, you know, I think they're going to beat each other up. And, you know, whoever's left standing, hopefully they're so beat down tired that, you know, the Wizards can get through. But, you know, it depends on who grow up. You know, like, it's still early. I look at Philadelphia. I like their talent. They're young. But if they figure it out, they might be able to come through. You know, it's just a lot going there. But like I said, the spotlight on Kyrie is ultra hot. And there's no excuses. So if they don't surpass what they did last year or even match it, everybody gonna be looking at him. They're not gonna look at Gordon Hayward. They're not gonna look at, you know, Tatum and all that. So it's what he wanted. Time to show.
I do think Kyrie is built to handle people not liking him and blaming him. You know, I think he's built for that. I don't know if his game is built for that. But no, don't get twisted. I love him. I'm a Kyrie fan. Let's not get. I love Kyrie. I just don't know about his ability to affect others.
Make players
That's
better.
my only
Like Cardell said, we'll find out.
Yeah.
The good thing is if it work out, you know, like Boston treats. If you do well in Boston, it's not a bad place. You go down history. And when you do bad, I heard they don't say very nice things about you. Depending on what you may look like, but you become a guy for me, Cardell.
The Pacers filed tampering charges versus the Lakers probe center on possible impermissible contact between Magic Johnson and Paul George. Is that petty or within their right? You can go ahead and start with
Petty.
Definitely within their right, highly petty. Man.
I concur.
Yeah,
definitely. It's the NBA. They're petty.
Patty.
What y'all tapping out of this?
Come on, say it together.
Patty.
Patty.
You feel it's petty too?
Yeah, it definitely is. Definitely.
Like, let it go. It didn't happen.
They didn't even get him. Exactly.
He was gone. He's gone. Be happy he's going to the West. Like,
Oh man, I ain't got nothing else, man.
It's
Just petty.
All right, I know y'all saw it. Terrence Crawford, body shot, heard around the world, knocked out Julius Ndongo in the 3rd round. Unifying the junior welterweight championships. Is he now pound for pound the best fighter on the planet?
I don't think he had that fight yet to make him that would give him the pound for pound, but
he bad.
He definitely in the top. He's definitely in the top 3. I'm gonna give him that.
Yeah, I'm with him. They almost the exact thing. I don't think he's had that fight to put him over, but he is a bad boy, man. He's bad. They don't know what y'all even talking about.
He's moving.
No, I heard my dad and my mom. They was like, "Oh, damn!" I said, they was like, "Hey, 3rd round." I said, oh, "Okay." I'm just waiting for the Mayweather fight so he can beat that dude.
I thought you about to say Mayweather gonna lose.
No.
Oh, man.
No.
I'd say.
Nah, yeah, I concur everything. Yeah, because I don't even want to watch it again. Whew, okay.
Yeah, I'm with the coaches. We just wait for that signature moment, but he's well on his way.
Yeah, I think Andre Ward got it right now, especially knocking out Kovalev. That was real tough. I didn't expect that.
Yeah.
So, 12 Cleveland Browns kneeled in prayer during the anthem, including one white player. What's your thoughts on that?
Good.
Is that the picture where he was like this one?
Nah, it was a
It's been a
different
couple
video.
months.
So like the one in Philadelphia was somebody with the hand on his shoulder. The one in Cleveland, Chris DeVale, was literally kneeling down with the rest of his teammates.
That's cute.
You know, I'm all for people speaking their mind or doing acts that they believe in, you know, because our country is in a complete disarray right now, in my opinion. I know other people have their opinions. I heard what Hugh Jackson said, and I was a little disappointed because I felt like even though it may have not been his intention, that he was trying to take the power of voice away from the players. Right. So I'm glad that the players came about together and put their voice back in their hands. On another perspective, I think in order to create change in that organization, the NFL, which I have severe reservations about, they do need a Caucasian player that is well known to go out there and stand up and say this is not right. If they believe that, I think somebody needs to go out and challenge them. I think Michael Bennett and Richard Sherman have doing a good job. But if they believe that our country is in a disarray, I think somebody needs to start saying them by names. Because if my boss didn't support, if my boss was Caucasian and he supported, like Trump came out and basically took the other side. If he supported that, I don't know how comfortable I'd be. Whether you're my quarterback or not, I don't know how comfortable I would be around you if you're not voicing your opinion. And if your opinion is just to be silent, in my opinion, you're on that side.
Yeah, that's how I feel too. It'd be a lot harder to go across the middle for you. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not getting blasted for it.
And I haven't heard nobody speak out, so that's my issue.
I mean, DeVille spoke to the media after the game, but yeah, Chris DeVille's not a well-known player.
That's what I'm
He's
saying.
waiting for. It's not gonna be Brady.
So
want
like
J.J.
Aaron
Watt,
Rodgers or
maybe.
somebody
I need
like
Matt.
a Watt,
Like
somebody-
J.J. Watt,
Matt,
Aaron
somebody like
Rodgers,
that.
somebody like that, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
And I'm not
it's a
saying
step
don't
in the
do
right
anything
direction.
that you're not comfortable doing.
Yeah.
If you don't want to kneel, that's okay. But there's other ways you can voice yourself and say this isn't right. There's other ways you can do it besides just putting your hand on a guy. I think somebody needs to speak out.
I'd say if you had anything.
Yeah, I definitely think it was. I'm the same way as far as, you know, we preach free speech and, you know, being able to do as you please as long as it's under the law, of course. So I'm all for it. And just like you brought back the point about, we talked about Hugh Jackson last week and everything about, you know, his comments and everything. So I definitely thought that that was a good way for them, like you said, to take back their voice, to be like, you know, you can say what you want to say, but we have our own feelings about it, and we're going to do as we see fit as men, as grown men, as people in the society outside of football. Like, it's not always about football. Of course, that's their day-to-day job. That's how you get paid. But it goes back to the same thing. Like I said last week, you know, if my boss, you know, somebody I work for, you know, has these type of feelings, like, I don't think I would be comfortable either. And, you know, and you're putting your body on the line for these people and for this organization, like your health. Like, there are people that are physically injured even after playing football. So it's like, to go out there and give yourself so much and to not have any, like, real civil liberties and everything throughout like everybody else does, like, I just think it's ridiculous. And I just think that we should be uplifting everybody in their own free speech type of ways. Of course, it has to be something that's logical and something that's, you know, beneficial to everybody. But, you know, I definitely think it was a good thing. You know, do as you see fit, I feel, is my thing. Like, if you feel like you want to kneel during the national anthem, that's on you. You know, people have different opinions, people have different upbringings, people have different things that they've been through personally. So I think a lot of people just take what they see at face value and just think it's automatic disrespect, even though you don't know this person and what they've been through and what they've had to deal with in their life. So I just think everybody needs to do what you see fit as you feel, you know, and just go on about your business. Wilson?
I think y'all pretty much covered it. But honestly, just I hope it continues. I wish the men's leagues would take a page out of the WNBA, where they've done a great job. They do it as a league. It's not a team. It's not a couple players. It's as a league. And I think that's the type of display that could really ignite change if you do it as a league, especially on the men's side of things. If the league does it, a league takes a stance, or a whole roster of 53, and again, if they take it for the right reasons, as you mentioned, I think that'll make a bigger change. But I just want to salute the WNBA for what they do, because again, it's as a league. They've done it last year, this year. They step up to bat.
They do a
unity
great
every
job
time.
They do it on
of
so
coming
many
up
different
with creative
platforms.
ideas for inclusion.
Last question before we get out of here. Ezekiel Elliott was shown to be partying on a boat this weekend under a 6-game suspension that's on appeal, and all the other investigation that's going on. What does this say about Ezekiel?
He's young and rich. He's young and rich. He's a youngster, man. He's young, man.
Yeah.
He's young.
I mean, I think, you know, we condemn young people, young kids, young adults so quickly, and some of the stuff he is doing is wrong. Some of the stuff, if true, you know, I definitely don't agree with. But at the end of the day, I've made my mistake. I'm sure he's made his mistakes. I've made my mistakes. I don't think Ezekiel, whether it's being on the news or not, I don't think he's done that one thing, or I don't think he's had that one person in his life to be like, hey, Zeke, okay, hold on, chill out, you know? Because I'm not too familiar. I did do a little research on the domestic violence, but I keep hearing both sides, like, no, he didn't do it. She set him up. He did do it. But if it's out there, that means you did something wrong. You know, you did something wrong. So somebody needs to just grab him, and I don't think the Cowboys have ever been good at somebody grabbing a young kid and showing them the way. So I don't expect anything from the Cowboy front, but if somebody he respects can do that, you know, it'll go a long way because he's tremendously talented. He can affect the world just having a Cowboy uniform and being as good as he is in a positive manner other than what he's doing right now.
Jermaine, Taleah, any comments on it?
I would say, like, he's probably just, you know, young-minded, right? But, you know, everything should be well. I mean, he's, I don't know, he's been getting in trouble often. So it's like consistent getting in trouble. So
when's it gonna stop?
Yeah, when is it gonna stop? So you just need to do better. I mean, there's nothing much you can say. You keep getting in trouble with the law, then it's something you're doing wrong. So,
you can't keep tiptoeing the line and not
can't.
expect to fall in the water.
Yeah. So.
I just feel as though it's like just the level of maturity. He's, you know, new coming into the NFL. He's getting money. He's getting attention from a lot of people. It's just like you have to know how to balance and, you know, really look at consequences of your actions, whether it was as big as him putting his hands on, you know, the female or him taking a stand and jumping in the, you know, little bowl that he did. Like, you have to really, like, sit down and think, like, is it worth it? Like, is other ways that I can, you know, be a hero to the community and stuff like that.
I take it.
I would say that it goes back to our point that we made last week as far as, like, he feels like he's untouchable. You know, the whole situation, like we talked about what happened, and then, you know, we touched on, like, the kind of problems that were going on when he was in college that they sweep under the rug and they don't, you know, I just feel like he's at that point where he just feels like, you know, I'm gonna win the appeal, I'm a party, I'm gonna have fun, and I think that's why if this appeal, like, if it stands and he still has the 6 games, like, I hope that's a wake-up call for him, like, you know, because, like, we've seen this. My thing is, like, it's not that he doesn't have people that you've seen go through these same things and have had similar repercussions. I mean, we talk about Johnny Manziel, we talk about Gordon and everything. Like, they have been kicked out. Like, this not college. They not pay. I mean, like, they're paying you to play, you know. And I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm the first person to say, have fun, go out, do what you got to do. But you're currently under an investigation. You're currently on an appeal for a suspension for your sophomore season in NFL. Like, it's not like you're a tried and true veteran that you've been around for a long time and they're like, no, we know him. Like, you're still kind of like in a probationary period of, like, if you look at it, you know. So, like, I just feel like you said, somebody needs to grab him on the shoulder to say, hey, like, I'm all good with having fun. But, like, my thing is, like, you got enough money where you could party in a boat at your house. You see what I'm saying? Like, you don't have to be out in the streets. Because I feel like that's where a lot of them get caught up at. Like, they want to be out and about and in front of everybody. And in this day and age, there are cameras everywhere. Yeah. It's not like back in the day where, you know, you could get away with something that's no YouTube. Like, it's going to get out there. So I just feel like he needs to just take a step back, focus on football at this point, even if you're suspended or not suspended. Like, we're in the preseason. Like, it's not like it's it's not like no games are coming up soon. Like, I get that you in this appeal situation and everything, but it is what it is. I feel like he won't get it until it's too late.
Yeah, and to add on to that, I think young people sometimes, especially when they are young like he is and have the money and success right away, I think they forget the college aspect of it's not about you. You know, it's hard, and it's hard. That's why I don't cast a judgment on them. It's hard, but when you forget about it's not about you, then you start to do things and forget that you're representing something else other than Ezekiel. You know, and just last thing, if he didn't do it, if he didn't do the domestic violence, I don't know why he's suspended. If he did, I don't understand why it's only 6 games. That's crazy.
But that just makes me think about how we just talked about, like, how the WNBA is always, like, pushing it as a league. You see, like, when they started having the domestic violence issues with NFL players, like, you started seeing more NFL commercials about we uplift the women and we don't want to, have those domestic things, but the same things are going on with Charlottesville and everything like that, and NFL's not getting behind that. So it's like they pick and choose what they want to, be behind and who they want to reprimand, or like we said last week, like making an example out of a certain person or during a certain situation. So it's sad, I just hope that everybody gets it together. Hopefully he, this is a wake-up call for him specifically, but who knows?
Meanwhile, Godell gets an extension.
Yeah, he did. Well, it's like to
another story for another
2025 or
day.
That's a
something.
whole nother talk.
They got a bad players union in the NFL, but we want to thank you guys for coming in. Again, we wish you continued success this season. You guys tune in. We'll see you next week, same time, same place. Thank you very much for watching The Focus.